We really hope that you're going to enjoy this DVD. It'll show you all aspects of our lifestyle and culture here on the Costa del Sol. We introduce you to many of our staff who are all a bit nervous because we're none of us professionals at being on film, but we hope that a picture says more than 1,000 words, and we have many, many images and film footage for you to see. So sit back and enjoy what the Costa del Sol has to offer.
This southernmost stretch of Spain, with 110 miles of coastline, dotted with towns and residential developments, is known by many as the California of Europe. Perhaps this is not only because of the similarity in the weather and infrastructure, but also due to the fact that each area has its own distinctive character. Within any 20-minute journey from Marbella, one can reach different towns, each with its own distinctive style. Whatever your budget or inclination, the Costa del Sol, with its famous gentle Mediterranean climate, is the undisputed European playground of choice. It attracts tourists all the year round and from the world over, whether they choose to relax on the beaches or sophisticated spas, explore the countryside, such as the historic white villages, or sample the never-ending nightlife. Its 52 golf courses, and 40 more in the planning stages, have also earned the Costa del Sol the fond nickname of the Costa del Golf. By any name, every part of this southern Spanish coast is easy and quick to reach, with communications revolving around Malaga's Picasso International Airport and a much improved road network. Flights are numerous and low cost, making journeys to most British cities under 3 hours. In recent years, this has helped fuel a spectacular building boom for second home and residential tourist commuters from Britain and the rest of Europe. This stretch of the Mediterranean coast is protected by the ancient Betica mountain range, creating an enviable microclimate. There are usually 325 days of sunshine a year, with average temperatures of 22 degrees Celsius and sea temperatures of 18 Celsius, 24 in August, allowing visitors to enjoy the sun and beaches throughout the year.
Bright sunny morning on Saturday, January the 10th. A very good morning to you. Outside temperature 20 degrees as we look ahead to the rest of the weekend. Little change right here.
Foreigners who choose to live here are no new phenomena. Since the Phoenicians, Romans and Arabs to the present day, southern Spain has always attracted visitors from around the world. All have left their mark, not only in architecture, but also in the multicultural lifestyle and welcoming spirit of the Andalusian people. Today, the Costa del Sol is an area of contrasts, where tradition lives happily alongside the latest international trends. The bustle of cosmopolitan living goes beside a lazy, tranquil pace. Five-star hotels are set against backdrops of splendid natural scenery. This has all led to a unique way of life, where sophisticated entertainment is easily available, yet in an area where nature is still somehow alive. Although the history of recent tourism to the Costa del Sol dates back to the influx of the 1960s, it is also well recorded that the first visitors were many thousands of years earlier. The early Romans were among the first holidaymakers who rested here between wars and expeditions. The Islamic civilization that followed left its mark not only in the architecture, language, culture and cuisine, but became part of its very fabric. This historical cultural mix is in the very character and artistic temperament of the Andalusian people, and never more so than in the typical flamenco rhythms which cry out with the soulful sound of their desert roots. This heartfelt music and dance comes from deep within and has been passed on from generation to generation. There is so much of the Costa del Sol to see away from the beach. Miles of unspoiled and protected countryside, peppered with 101 typical villages. Here you can enjoy nature as well as the hospitality of the picturesque white villages. Towns such as Ronda, Mijas, Manilva and Casares are all steeped in history and yet only a few kilometers from the coastal strip.
If you look at the white towns that litter the Costa del Sol, the fantastic, stunning views, the setting, and the imagery that's there and used a lot, it's all very real. When you drive up to Casares, it's a spectacular drive through undulating folds of countryside, and then up in the hillside you see this white citadel looking down upon you. You could almost be in the Lord of the Rings movie or something. But what happens is that you drive into the town, you'll park up, you'll step out of your car, and you're in the real Spain. Ronda's a truly incredible place. It starts with a drive up from the coast, up through the village of San Pedro, and winds its way up the mountain. You'll look down on reservoirs, you'll go through a national park area, and then ultimately you crest up to the top of the mountain and there's a vast plateau, and nestling there above an immense gorge is the town of Ronda, and it's got such a depth of history and culture, and it's just about a 25-minute, 30-minute drive up from the coast.
So why is it that over the centuries, this part of the world has attracted not only transient tourists, but also those who want to put down roots? It is not only just the warmth of the weather, but, perhaps even more importantly, the warmth of the welcome of the Andalusian people that makes so many visitors want to stay and integrate into the local society.
I think the people here, particularly in Andalusia, who I've met, are very family orientated, they're very generous and they're very warm-hearted and have a fantastic sense of fun.
They're friendly people but relaxed about the day and what's going on in the day. And I think a lot of people, after they live here a while, they enjoy to live the same way.
A Spanish way of life as opposed to Northern European way of life, for me, is a live and let live attitude.
They like to have a good time, you know, and they're very relaxed with themselves and they're very relaxed like in their surroundings.
They're really friendly and they can speak good English, which is good because it's easy to communicate.
Oh, they're very open people, they're very genuine and generous, and it's fun to be with them anyway.
The Andalusians are such a warm, friendly people. You just go out and people talk to each other, and you could be walking down the street and somebody was just, hello, how are you?
Lovely people. Men, I think they're very romantic.
The fiestas. If one goes to the fiestas, be it at Easter or every town and village has its week-long fiesta each year. And once you become immersed in the local area, then you yourself become part of that fiesta as well. And Spanish people they know how to enjoy themselves. Up in Northern Europe, we've lost a lot of that. Here, life's lived to the full.
Traditions and customs continue to flourish on the Costa del Sol, but today they're set against a modern backdrop. Gleaming modern buildings house five-star luxury hotels with state-of-the-art spas, cosmopolitan shopping centres and chic boutiques offer everything the heart desires, from designer labels to high-street convenience. And for those who prefer life a la fresco, there is everything under the sun all year round. Beach, golf, windsurfing, sailing, you name it. Spain's modern health service hospitals and private clinics are considered by most foreigners living here to be as good, if not better, than their UK equivalent. Education is another area where Spain can go to the top of the class. Whether you choose the Spanish system of education or international or British qualifications, your children are likely to settle in quickly, make friends, and hopefully do well. The Costa del Sol is also at the cutting edge of food trends. Those wanting the best international cuisine served up in the latest style are spoiled for choice. And of course, the Spanish cuisine. And you can always burn off those extra calories at the gym, where state-of-the-art keep fit equipment and methods are to be found. Nowhere is all this sophistication more apparent than in Marbella. Since the Prince Alfonso de Hohenlohe chose the Finca Santa Margarita on the outskirts of a small fishing village called Marbella as his holiday estate in 1947. In the 1950s, this became the Marbella Club. Since then, rich and beautiful people from around the world have flocked to the area. Marbella and Puerto Banús today still both retain their star quality and reputation for a sparkling social life. Luxurious secluded villas, well-tended public gardens and parks, wide clean boulevards, and the quaint historic old town littered at every turn with charming squares and unspoiled courtyards. They're all waiting to be discovered. Marbella is well known the world over as the jewel in the glittering Costa del Sol crown. It also has the most five-star luxury hotels on the coast. All are staffed by multilingual professionals, competing to offer the most prestigious, up-to-date hospitality in the world. Most of the estimated 8,200,000 tourists who visited the Costa del Sol last year arrived by plane at the modern Picasso International Airport. The N340 Coast Road forms the backbone of most journeys and can become heavily congested at peak times. The inland toll motorway is a faster, if pricey, alternative. The greatly improved road from the coast to the historic town of Ronda is the most important inland connection. The main A92 motorway makes cities such as Seville, Granada and Cordoba a 2-hour journey from Malaga. So, despite its ever-increasing popularity and the vast influx of foreigners to its shores, southern Spain has not lost either its friendly character or touch with its cultural past. But can it continue to absorb the frantic building pace of recent years?
If you take a look at the aerial pictures that are with this DVD, you'll see there are vast areas of greenery, there are mountainsides, There's the whole coastal frontage, where one can see a certain amount of development, but it's within the actual plan for the region set by the regional government and the national government, and under the Ley de Costas, which strictly restricts building towards the beachfront.
They don't give license for everything now anymore, so it's very strict on license, and you only can build in 2 stores or 3 stores maximum.
A lot of the new developments now, when they get their licenses, they're only allowed to build 30% of the total land that they're occupying. And we've still got the fantastic mountains behind us, the clear blue sea in front of us. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of building going on, even though there is. But the infrastructure's in place to support that now. We've got the autopista, the toll road going along the back of the coast. The coast road is in a much better condition now.
I, in my office, have got a picture of the main road from Malaga to Marbella with a single donkey on a single track. And it really is stunning to see the development, and it's stunning to see that there is so much still to do and so further to go. We are very akin to the California or the Florida of Europe, and similarly to Florida, development and planning has been staged and has been set, and infrastructure has been put in place.
Road access is getting better. The plans for the airport to get bigger, build another runway, have been approved. They're going to be expanding the coastal train line. The high-speed train will be coming from Madrid to Malaga.
There's more infrastructure, more so than any other coastal area of Spain, I would say. And right now, since the Costa del Sol is such a cosmopolitan place, there is just about anything that exists in the world you can get down here.
No doubt the Costa del Sol has been pushed, from donkeys and goats meandering along country lanes, to Jaguars and BMWs speeding over smooth highways, from rustic cottages and sleepy fishing villages, to sleek apartments and smart gated communities, all in a relatively short space of time and with comparative ease. The recent influx of people choosing to move to the Costa del Sol from other parts of the world has led to a new phenomenon known as residential tourism. This phenomenon has turned Malaga into the Spanish province where most new houses have been built. On a 5-year basis, there have been as many new buildings here as in the whole of Spain over a period of 1 year. In 2003, the Costa del Sol attracted 40% of the foreign investment in Spain. A truly multicultural society has been born out of the more than 500,000 residents from throughout Europe. There has been a gradual shift from the holidaymakers and retired residents of old to a more diverse combination of short-term tourists, periodic visitors with their own summer homes, to long-term residents of all ages who live and work here.
Most of our clients don't enter into buying a home in Spain just with a short-term viewpoint. They're not in it for a short-term turn on their investment. What they're really looking for is a longer-term view of a better life, and really take time to enjoy it. It's about lifestyle fulfillment.
More and more young families are moving down to the Costa del Sol because they're not happy with the quality of life anymore as they had in the UK. They will tell us that they're not happy with the amount of tax they are paying in the UK, they're not happy with the politics they have in the UK, they're not happy with the violence and the education their children receive. They know the cost of life is slightly cheaper here in Spain.
We have already the clients who are possibly 30 to 40 years old. It's also a fact of the inheritance that they're able to buy a property abroad, a second property.
A lot of the people I speak to on the telephone have visited the Costa del Sol on holiday on a number of occasions, and they have made the decision that they would like to eventually live out here, maybe at a young age or maybe for retirement.
We have business people who are looking to invest in property. We have retired people or people coming up to retirement who are looking to buy themselves a retirement home.
A lot of clients purchase here because they want to get out of the rat race in the UK. They want a more tranquil lifestyle.
The real estate industry has grown rapidly over the past 10 years. Building quality has improved considerably, while home buyers can choose from a broad offer of property types in different price ranges and areas, in addition to well-established residential developments. The great demand for property on the Costa del Sol has spurred a building boom that is only now starting to slow down somewhat. However, a recent survey showed that a further 2 million Brits would like to live in Spain. The rapid growth of the real estate sector on the Costa del Sol since 1995 has seen it mature and become increasingly characterized by larger, more professional companies that offer a sophisticated level of service.
We had a big spurt of growth towards the end of the 90s, and we had an awful lot of cranes along the Costa del Sol and an awful lot of developments being built. Companies such as ours have also developed to the point whereby we have a major office in every major town on the Costa del Sol. Our company has grown from being 6 people to somewhere over 300 people. But it's very important that people recognize that now, in this market, you need an infrastructure and series of support services which will help your buying decision and your buying process and help you through and beyond and after your purchase. And we as a company have changed to the point whereby we're involved very early in the decision-making process through our contact with people, be it through exhibitions or through our advertising in England. Then to the point where they come out and they view properties with us, and then to the point whereby they maybe make a decision a year later to buy a property with us, and then they may make a decision 2 or 3 years later to sell that property through us. It's become, and I hesitate to use the word professional, but I suppose professional is what it is. We've tried to develop and move our model so that we look at our clients' needs and we listen and we care and we don't try to sell. What we try to do is to try and create an environment, a fun and an interesting environment first of all, where people can understand Spain, understand what comes with the notion of purchasing in Spain, understand whether they're buying for pension or for pleasure or for profit, and try and create the right opportunity for them to buy the best that's available at the right price.
The buoyant property market over the past years has offered highly lucrative investment opportunities to foreign buyers, particularly in off-plan projects, where returns of 30 to 100% were not uncommon. In 2003, prices for second homes increased 15% in respect to the previous year. Property prices rose rapidly, in some cases catching up with Northern Europe, but then again, so did construction quality.
Prices stop increasing when the demand stops. I don't see the demand stopping in any way whatsoever. The type of properties being sold might change or vary, or the prices of these particular properties might increase stronger than other types of properties. However, the price increase in general in property on the Costa del Sol is still increasing.
I would always say generally bricks are something good to invest in, anywhere, anytime. Property prices have continuously increased and still are.
What we've seen is different sort of cycles, but an ever-increasing number of people buying property here and settling here and living here. That's something that on the graph has never gone down. It's only ever increased. And as we talked, and we sometimes talked before about California or Florida of Europe, the interest level here, the demand here is consistent and increasing all the time.
There will be always a demand to come to the Costa del Sol because of the sun, because of the golf courses, because of that you have skiing here. and also the security and the infrastructure. If you compare other countries who have the sun, they possibly don't have the infrastructure and the security of the Costa del Sol.
We recommend that our clients research markets very carefully that they're looking at buying in, particularly in some of the emerging